I have never seen such bullish data before. I believe you guys here wants to make millions in crypto, and in my opinion, this is the time. This is the time for you to position well, and this is the last chance for you to position well. So I've got some sets of list of data that we're going to talk about today, and there's some very interesting data that I want to show you. But first, let's start with the Bitcoin chart, and here's some of the list. We're going to talk about Bitcoin total chart, Bitcoin dominance, BTC total tree, USDT dominance, TXY, and so on and so on. And there's in this green box, behind this green box is the main highlight that I want to show to you guys today. It's there's a stick. Okay, we're gonna discuss that in the end of the video. But first, let's go start with the Bitcoin chart first. Okay, the Bitcoin chart. Currently, it's creating a head and shoulder pattern. If you guys don't realize it, yes, something like this and this. This is a bearish pattern, and in the short term, we may revisit the fair value gap here, and then take the liquidity here, and then continue to go up, or we can expect the price to go up from here to making new all-time highs, because the argument for scenario 2 is we have also a bullish divergence here from the stochastic, as you guys can see. But the stochastic can't be used with such ease like that. You have to read the complete analysis of the conditions going on right now, and currently the volume isn't supporting that. There's no volume, and if we could see volume coming and breaking out from this downtrend, we can see scenario 2. But if there's no volume incoming, sooner or later we may just break down, take some liquidity here, and I believe there's gonna be a lot of people bidding here, and then the price can continue upwards, because my short-term view may be choppy. It could go up or either down, but mid to long term is still very bullish, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Okay, that's for the Bitcoin analysis. Let's go to the second analysis, which is the total chart. Sorry, this is total chart. Okay, interesting patterns all across the board. A lot of the patterns is showing a bullish divergence, guys. That's what I can tell you. It's all showing bullish divergence, and with a potential of head and shoulder in here. But the bullish divergence with the stochastic can be paired if it's on a strong major support, which is currently it's at major support. So in my opinion, well, trading is not 100% a win, all right? And so the chances of it bouncing from current support for, in my opinion, is quite high, even though it may revisit this major support here, the darker color green. But with tight invalidation, in my opinion, just looking at the total, even at current price of Bitcoin, you can bid it. You can take a position here and maybe take more here, and invalidations below here. This is if you want to trade Bitcoin. But I'll tell you why you may even buy Bitcoin here or even here. It's just because the mid to long term, in my view, is still bullish. I mean, like, the long term view is still bullish. My long term view is like until 130k. Sorry, what's that? Something like this. This is very possible in my opinion. And as we can see from the weekly chart, many of you guys may have missed this intermezzo just for a bit. I'm not talking about just the current situation, but this is the situation we have been through before. In the weekly chart, we've actually seen a major head and shoulder here. This is the weekly chart, guys. I might, if you pay attention, this is a weekly chart, and so it has really big price targets, right? And to know the price targets from this head and shoulder pattern is like just from the neckline to the top of the head and shoulder, and if you can see the price target, the closest one from a weekly chart perception is just 130K. It's very possible. And I'm gonna tell you and show you the data of why I'm still bullish mid to long term, and from the macro data and from other data that supports it in the later end of the video. And going back to the total chart, as I can tell you, there's a lot of charts like this. There's a bullish divergence. For me, it's a good position already to start bidding because the invalidation is quite near, if you want to say it like that. And even though we do have a bullish divergence currently forming, I do know the stochastic can like max out, like it can stay oversold for a period of time, like just like this. You guys can see the stochastic. I'm sorry. Okay. Oops. Here. There's a moment where it keeps on getting overbought, right? Same as when it gets oversold. It can be oversold for a period of time. But in my opinion, we can start bidding here because it's in a strong major support and it has a bullish divergence. So it's a pretty good bet if you are asking me. Same with total tree. You want to see total tree. The invalidation is not that far, guys. You can just aim for this as invalidation. I mean, this is for the whole context of coins, okay? If total tree passes below this validation level, we can expect it to go here, right? Why I say this is important, validation is very important, so we can cut loss when it's time to cut loss and start a new position here. But in my opinion, it's still a very good position to start positioning because it already has a bullish divergence, that's first, and it's a very oversold position already. And if the momentum builds up and the volume comes in, so currently like Bitcoin the volume is very low, right? It's going down, and if it suddenly breaks out, yeah, it suddenly breaks out here, you guys can see, either go up like this, right? Breaks out, the price can either go, well, up or down, honestly, right? But I believe if it goes down here, the volume breaks out here and starts continuing up. So it's either here or here, okay? As for another chart I want to show you is Bitcoin dominance. As you guys know, if Bitcoin dominance go down, it will be great for alts. It will be great for alts. So looking at the current price action, it's creating an ascending wedge pattern, and it's a continuation from the previous fall. So I believe there's a 65% of this chart pattern happening. One tap, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. At the fifth wave, it goes down, which is bullish for the alts. But in my opinion, there's a reason why we shouldn't bet on alts right now. Position right now, because well, Bitcoin dominance has faked out before. So honestly, this is in a very strong, in a weekly time frame. It's in a very strong uptrend, right? We just don't know if it's gonna start creating a lower high or not. Okay, if this is actually a lower high, it could be a good position to bid. But in my opinion, Bitcoin may just overpower alts. Like it has, in my opinion, it still has a lot of room to grow. So, well, cautiously, yes, it's good to bid on strong alts, okay? But generally, I don't think it's just the time yet. It's the time for us to focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum just for now, according to the macro data that I've had before. And looking at just the Bitcoin dominance, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to bid on alts right now because it may still go up, right? But bid on strong alts, that I agree. Because there's a 65% continuation pattern here. So I say take the risk because the invalidation level is not really that high if you really want to have a tight stop loss. It's around here. it can be around here. So it's like you can see around here. If it Bitcoin dominance does go up and closes above this inflation level, you can just cut loss right away. And so now the next chart that I want to show you that is very interesting in my opinion is ETH Bitcoin, Ethereum Bitcoin. ETH BTC shows there's an outperformance of ETH currently. If Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin in the daily time frame, it starts to outperform, even though in the weekly it's still very bearish. Okay, but it's starting to outperform, and in this outperformance, we can start to beat Ethereum, in my opinion. There's other reasons why too. If you can see, this is one of the data that I will show you that is very bullish. Okay, Bitcoin has an outflow previous like the in the previous 3 to 5 days, but Ethereum keeps getting inflows, and it's very stable, as you guys can see. 70 million, 78 million, 109 million, 57 million. And in my opinion, I have a thesis that this Bitcoin outflows is just taking profits, honestly. And the profit goes to Ethereum, basically. Some of these rich people is like, okay, I've gotten enough profit in Bitcoin, I'm gonna go heighten my risk. Well, where do you go after Bitcoin? It's Ethereum. Ethereum is the second largest asset in crypto, so it's just makes very much sense. So in my opinion, again, it BTC has this bullish divergence, like a lot of charts right now, honestly, and it has also tight invalidation. So if you're looking forward to invest in Ethereum, in my opinion, right now is the good time because it already starts to outperform Bitcoin, and the invalidation level is really not that far away. So the risk to reward is still pretty good. And currently, it's creating an ascending triangle pattern. It's about to attempt a breakout soon, and if it does break out, Ethereum will probably seize the prices of 3,000 very soon. See, this Ethereum chart is also very it aligns with BTC base rally base, right? Rally base rally. I'm sorry, rally base rally. I have my own de-risking and invalidation level. If it does go below 2,400, I would de-risk. This is my current position around 2,163. If it does go below 2,400, I would de-risk 25%. And if it does go below 2,000, I would, well, it's just an invalid trade. So I would recommend you guys to also get out of the trade because there's no 100% trade that is 100% win rate. That's impossible, right? What we can do is just manage our risk. So moving on to the next discussion, I would want to discuss USDT dominance and DXY and why it's interesting to see it now. Yes, very amazing that data is like currently creating it's trying to break out right now from its symmetrical triangle, and it's a continuation pattern. And if it does break out, my first target would be 96 DXY in the DXY value. So if DXY does go down, the dollar index does go down, it would be very bullish for the crypto market because, well, just look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is compared with the US dollar. So if the US dollar does get weak, get gets weak, I'm sorry, Bitcoin will easily go up. Okay, it will be very bullish for the crypto market. And for the next step, oh, I've just looked at this again after a while, and it looks like it's following its chart pattern in an ascending wedge pattern. It's a continuation pattern, so we can expect the US 10-year yield to go down to 3.9%. And if you guys don't know what this means, if the US 10-year yield goes down, it will be very bullish for the crypto market because Well, hmm, honestly, I've quite forgotten why it's good for the crypto markets, but if the US 10-year yield does go down, it is good for the crypto markets. I forgot the reason why, but I guess it's just because, well, the yield goes down because more people is investing into the bond yields for the 10-year, and the US needs to refinance its debt. So, I'm sorry, once it does go below 4% or 4.2, well, 4.4%, that's my target. The US can refinance its debt, which is which will be good for crypto market later on. Honestly, I've forgotten why, but let's move on to the next first. Next data that we can look at, and yeah, I think that's it for this. For well, yeah, Ethereum is the best investment now. What can I say? So if we look at the crypto and fear and greed index, it has reset to the 55 level. It's neutral currently, and well, it could have just gone to extreme greed, but currently at current stage, there is not much retail involved yet, so the greed is not very explosive just yet. It's not extreme greed just yet. So currently, if you guys want to start accumulating again, in my opinion, it's good time to position now in crypto. The next data, this is why I can tell the retail is not back. The current search, Google trend search for crypto is 23, guys, and we're at all-time highs right now, which is like amazing. The retails are not back, and we have a great time to position in right now. So yeah, with current price and the retail is not back, even after this pump, there's just still that just means there's still much more room to grow for Bitcoin and the whole crypto markets. And if you guys also forgets about this total trade market cap, for example, this is a very low market cap, guys. We have such a long way to go, and every cycle it has always gone up in value in total market cap. Like for example, this is the 2018, this is the 2021 value. I don't think this is just the top is just 1.13 trillion. It can go up to 1.43, or even if we're very bullish, 1.8 trillion. That's like the most bullish scenario. But for now, yeah, I just think it's a really good time to position, guys. And looking at crypto ETFs data, Ethereum is starting to get inflows, and after Bitcoin, it's Ethereum's a chance to start rallying up. And this is the most bullish data that I've seen in a while. While Bitcoin is going up, people are still accumulating. This is the Bitcoin exchange balance data. As you can see, the green one is the Bitcoin exchange balance, and the yellow one is the Bitcoin price. While it's going down, yes, while it's going down in exchange value, the Bitcoin price keeps going up. Look, which means people are still accumulating Bitcoin. When there's inflows into the Bitcoin exchange balance, that would be bearish for the crypto market, which because it means that they are taking profits already, they're distributing. But currently, it keeps on coming down, guys. They're still buying Bitcoin like crazy, even at current price, which is like what's the 105k, okay, 104, 105k. They're still accumulating, and there's no reason we shouldn't follow their footsteps. And that's all I can say for now. That's the reason why I'm very bullish at Bitcoin. I'm sorry if uh, the format of the video is not that great, but this is my first video anyway. And well, yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, one more data. The M2 money supply. I guess you've heard this quite a while already. And actually, I missed also another data, USDT dominance. Okay, if it goes down, it just means the money is going back to the markets, and currently it has a bearish divergence. So, in my opinion, with the bullish and bearish divergence in some cases of the pairs and the data that we look at, it has confluence, right? And for example, if it's the US 10-year yield is going down, it's it's bullish for crypto. And if the XY is going down, it's bullish for crypto. Because it's the XY US 10-year yield and Bitcoin, it's confluence with each other basically. And USDT dominance is basically if it's going down, the money is flowing to the market, and currently it has a bearish divergence and it's at major resistance. So I just don't see any other way why we shouldn't be extra bullish right now. Okay. And even if it does dip, I would say it's very much a blessing for us all because we can buy cheaper, right? Before it actually explodes up again. So if Bitcoin does make a mini head and shoulder here, it dips to around 98 until 101k, feeling its fair value gap. I would definitely buy here, guys. I would buy here. Sorry, where's the here? I would all in actually, but that's not financial advice. Do your own research. I'm joking about getting it all in. Again, it's never wise to go all in. So manage your risk first. But in my opinion, with all the current macro data that's out there, in my opinion, if it actually does dips to 98 or 100k, it's such a blessing, and I would actually double down. That's what I would say. I would double down there. Maybe not in Bitcoin because I've gotten all my position in Bitcoin at 84k, but I would definitely go all in with other coins that I think has already starting to outperform Bitcoin or already has outperformed Bitcoin like Ethereum. So for example, if it does, I'm sorry, if it does face but it fails to break upwards, it goes down, I would buy more here, guys. I would definitely buy more here, and this is my average, right? I would buy more here before it does gets invalid, of course. If it does gets invalid, of course I will cut loss. But again, it's just game of risk basically. If you can manage your risk, the profits will come along with. And oh yeah, the last one, the one I'm promise I'm gonna show you is the M2. Which one? This one. Okay. This is the M2 Global Liquidity Index with an offset of 84 days. The M2 is obviously the yellow line, and currently the Bitcoin is following this M2 line almost very identical, 80 to 90%, I would say. Very identical. When it bottoms, Bitcoin bottoms. When it tops, Bitcoin tops. And currently, it mimics almost very 100% similar. It's currently dipping, right? At current, it has a dip in M2, and Bitcoin is also currently dipping, and it needs to fill a gap between current price to this gap, which is in 11 days. So honestly, I believe we might dip here and then continue up following this M2 global liquidity data. Okay, and it's gonna happen in around 11 days. So, well, just be patient. 11 to 14 or 13 days. Okay, 11 to 13 days. So just be patient, guys. In my opinion, if we do get the dip, that's such a blessing. And if we don't get the dip, well, even at current price, I believe you guys should have position in Bitcoin and Ethereum at least. I mean, just focus on these two coins first for now because the Bitcoin dominance is not saying that well we should invest in alts just yet. I would start investing in alts, of course, at one day if it has been able to outperform Bitcoin or Ethereum, but currently not really. Okay, if it does make a lower high, I would something like this, right? I would start considering it around here, like that, guys. So, well, okay. I guess that's all for the current market review. We have been talking for 25 minutes, and I hope you like the data that I serve. I will wait. Let me actually find out the reason why the US 10-year yield is good if it goes down for the crypto markets. Wait. Okay, guys, so I found the answer here. Okay, I just remembered now that if the 10-year yield goes down, it just means an easier financial conditions for, well, in the US basically. And yeah, that's it actually. It just signals lower borrowing costs and more liquidity that can be used for crypto investment. And because crypto is a high risk asset, and so it just does the opposite of the bond yields of like the US bond treasuries and stuff. So if the people buys US treasuries, US bonds, I mean, it just shows and indicates or signals that the people is uh, going to risk off conditions. But if the yields are lower, it just means that the financial condition is easing, so it's signals lower borrowing costs and more liquidity, which tends to benefit risk on assets like crypto and tech stocks. So yeah, that's why it's good if US 10-year yields goes down. I'm sorry guys, I just remembered. And yeah, I hope you guys succeed in this crypto investment journey, and I hope you guys all get successful. And yeah, that's all I can see for today. This is my first video. I hope you guys support and subscribe. Yeah.